Simple cards can have a little surprise. And today, we're adding movement. I'm using this really sweet mug set, but you can adapt these ideas to whatever you have in your stash. And the first movement that we're going to make in our clean and simple card is a spinner. Now, this particular spinner does use like a bought mechanism, but there are different ways that you can spin a design using products that you have in your stash. But today I'm just going to show you this really simple option. Now, I have built the cup. This is a mug and it's really cute. One thing that you do need to be aware of when you're making interactive cards is there's usually going to be some dimension, and you do have to think about things a little bit in advance because you want to make sure that the pieces that are moving have enough room to move and that they're not going to be hitting other pieces on the design that you're creating, and also that they're sturdy enough to withhold the movement, especially when I get them, because once I make an interactive card, I just keep I keep playing with it until I just have to put it away. And I particularly am enjoying these spinning cards at the moment, or spinning, they're not cards, spinning images at the moment. So I thought I'd make this little marshmallow snowman into a spinner, and I thought it would look really fun if he was like spinning in the froth of the mug. So both of my cards today are holiday designs, but you can obviously use this for so many different occasions, usually like a fun birthday card, a kid's card, adult card, it doesn't matter. Particularly fun for masculine designs. So I am using liquid glue because I want to make sure that he's not going to fall apart, and I know that's got a really strong hold. But I'm also adding an extra layer of support to the back of my marshmallow snowman to keep everything smooth and also more sturdy. I have got a really thin foam dot here that I'm going to add the snowman head with, or the marshmallow snowman head with, because I want all this to be one level, and the body has like a couple of different layers of cardstock already. So I don't want him to fall apart, and there's not much joining him to the body, only just the touch of his neck. So this just made sure that it held together. Now, these are the spinning mechanisms that I told you about, and I'm using liquid glue. I'm finding that the liquid glue is holding these little metal spinners so well. But I am allowing a good amount of time for them to dry. While that's drying, I did make a really quick background. This is just, it's actually a layering stencil of really funky snowflakes, but I'm only using one layer of the two. So you can build this one up. It's really pretty. And there's already going to be enough dimension in this card, so I am attaching that directly to the card front. Now, when I added the spinner mechanism, I made sure to add it to the head of my marshmallow snowman, but that meant that his body was going to be touching on the base of the card. So to fix that, what I've done is chosen, this is just a little pearl, and I've chosen one that's about the same height as the mechanism here, and that means that the body is going to spin more easily. I have done this using foam dots before, but I find that they're a bit more catchy. These using enamel dots or pearls works much better. And of course, I need some directions. So I did add a stamped arrow as well. So I've kind of worked out where I need to put my little snowman, and I'm going to sit him down with some liquid glue again, and then try not to touch that while I add my sentiment and my cup. Now, one thing to note is the cup has an extra dimension, because when this snowman spins, I don't want him to be catching on the cup. So there's no foam tape near the top of the cup, and it's double high. You can sort of test this before you adhere, just to make sure that your little snowman's going to spin. But how cute is that? And a very simple, easy way to add movement to a cute and fun Christmas design. Right, so we're on to the second option now. Now it's time for some simple movement that you can do with anything you have in your stash. I'm going to be creating a shaker card using the same mug design, and this time I've got a panel of the green cardstock. I want the shaker portion of this mug to be the actual froth. So I didn't want it to look like it was behind the mug. So that meant I needed to do a little bit of inlay die cutting. So I started by die cutting the mug from the panel that I'm going to put on the front of the card and inlaid a black mug because this is going to be a penguin design. I thought it'd be fun to use that on this card. Now I have added the cocoa or whatever as well, just with some glue tape, because I want this to all cut through at the same time. So I've added the froth dye directly to the front of the card where I've joined both the mug and the top of the drink. And that way, when I run it through my die cutting machine, it's going to cut out all the layers at once. And this is where you're going to be able to see through to the shaker portion of the design. So I've just flipped it over and I'm adding a piece of acetate just to the top portion where the shaker is going to be. Now acetate sticks really easily, so I've just used some glue tape here. But because I am going to pop this panel up, I am adding a second layer of cardstock just to make it a little bit more sturdy, because this is going to be shaken, not stirred. Okay, so I have got some double thick foam tape here that I'm creating a well for the shaker. And one thing you need to be aware of, especially if you're using very small shaker elements, is to make sure there's no gaps on the edges of the well. Otherwise your shaker bits are going to spill out. Now I did have to build the rest of the card panel up with the same height of foam tape, and then I can just pop the shaker bits in. Now I've got a little trick here for you, because this is easier to work out. To do it this way, it's easier to work out how much you need to add to a shaker, because that's kind of the hardest part. What I do is I add my shaker bits, I remove the tape from around the well, and then add a second piece of acetate. This is going to hold it in place to make sure that when I attach it to the front of my card, nothing's going to fall out. And you can still see through completely. And then I just attach it to the front of my card. There are so many different ways to add movement to a simple card design. I really like using things like action wobbles or even creating sliders, and you can do this with nesting dies and a lot of supplies that you already have in your stash. And what's even better is that these techniques can work with a lot of the designs that you already have on images or stamps. You can use it with a stamped and colored image. You can use it with a layered die cut image. Have a look and see what you've got, and maybe you can add a little movement to one of your cards today. Maybe you can even make it shake. And today I'll use twinklets purely because I love the sound it makes when you shake the card. But you can use whatever you have. Even sequins would work here. And all together now, starting with our spinner card, using that spinner mechanism, and I just love the way that this marshmallow snowman is rolling around in the froth. And of course the penguin couldn't be left out, so it became a shaker card. Let me know in the comments below if you have a favourite card today, or if you're going to try either of these techniques. I've got 2 more videos here for you to enjoy from my Simple Cards with Something Extra series, and I look forward to seeing you there. And if you liked today's video, don't forget to click on the thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already. What are you waiting for? It's totally free. I look forward to seeing you back here again real soon. Till next time, happy paper crafting. Bye.